So it is State PCS of Bihar current affair, May 2024. The first topic is achievement of Bihar alcohol ban, Rajaji Tiger Reserve, Bihar Lok Sabha election phase 5, Convert Lake Bihar ex-deputy CM passes away, and now the CM is Samrat Chaudhary, Deputy CM. Bihar Lok Sabha election, Bihar Environmental Secretary addresses Jakarta Futures Forum, village in Bihar refuses to vote. Okay. So we will start with the second topic, that is Rajaji Tiger Reserve. Okay, let's check that. Okay, Rajaji Tiger Reserve. According to Chief Wildlife Warden, a tigress translocated to the Rajaji Tiger Reserve from the Corbett Tiger Reserve has given birth to 4 cubs. Okay, means a tigress has been relocated, मतलब उसको कॉर्बेट टाइगर रिजर्व से अभी राजाजी टाइगर रिजर्व में लाया गया था और उन्होंने अभी 4 बच्चे को जन्म दिया है. The tigress is one of 3 tigresses translocated from the Corbett Tiger Reserve to the Rajaji Tiger Reserve और टोटल 3 शेरनी को इधर लाया गया था. उसमें से अभी एक ने 4 को जन्म दिया है. Rajaji National Park is a key link to other potential tiger habitats, including those in Himachal Pradesh and Haryana. Okay. In Western Rajaji Tiger Reserve, 4 tigers, 3 females and a male were translocated in December 2020, 21 and May 2023. Okay. So there are total 4 tigers, in which one is a male and the other 3 are females, have been translocated from the Corbett Tiger Reserve to the Rajaji Tiger Reserve in the following years 2020, 2021 and 2023. Okay. Rajaji Tiger Reserve. Let's see where it is located. It is located in Haridwar, Uttarakhand, along the foothills of the Shivalik range. It is a part of Rajaji National Park. Okay, so it is located in Haridwar, that is in Uttarakhand, along the foothills of Shivalik range. All right. A background: Rajaji National Park was established in the year 1983 after amalgamating 3 sanctuaries in the Uttarakhand, that is Rajaji, Motichur and Chilla. So it was established in 1983 and 3 sanctuaries have been amalgamated, that are Rajaji, Motichur and Chilla, to completely form this Rajaji National Park. It was named after the famous freedom fighter C. Rajagopalachari, popularly known as Rajaji. Okay, this is important, that who was called Rajaji, so it is C. Rajagopalachari. Okay. It was declared a tiger reserve in 2015 as the 48th tiger reserve of the country. Alright, in 2015 it was declared as the 48th tiger reserve. Flora: broad-leaved deciduous forest, riverine vegetation, scrubland, grassland and pine forest form the range of flora in this park. Shal: Shorea robusta is the characteristic dominant tree species. Fauna: the reserve is a home to more than 50 species of mammals, including tiger, elephants, leopard, Himalayan black bear, sloth bear, jackal, hyena, spotted deer, sambar, barking deer, nilgai, monkeys, and over 300 species of birds. The Ganga and Song rivers flow through this. Okay. तो इसमें इम्पोर्टेंट क्या क्या है. सबसे पहला इसमें इम्पोर्टेंट है कि ये जो राजाजी टाइगर रिजर्व है ये है किधर. तो ये है उत्तराखंड में हिमाचल के शिवालिक के फुट हिल्स पे. ठीक है. और ये 3 को मिलाकर के बनाया गया है, जो कि है, एक तो पहला हो गया राजाजी, दूसरा मोतीचूर और तीसरा चिला. ये 3 को मिला करके बनाया गया है. ठीक है. तीसरा पॉइंट क्या हो जाता है कि ये जो राजाजी इटसेल्फ में जो नाम है, ये नाम कहाँ से आया है. ये आया है सी राजगोपालचारी, उनको भी राजा जी कहा जाता था, उनसे उनके ऊपर ये नाम रखा गया है. ओके. फिर इसमें इम्पोर्टेंट है कि यहाँ पे किस टाइप का वेजिटेशन देखने को मिलता है। तो इसमें डेसिडियस फॉरेस्ट देखने को मिलता है, जैसे कि स्क्रबलैंड, ग्रासलैंड, पाइन फॉरेस्ट, ये सब। और एक साल जिसका नाम है शोरिया रोबस्टा, ये बहुत एक देखा जाता है यहाँ पे। नेक्स्ट और इसमें यही है कि कॉर्बेट टाइगर रिजर्व से लाया गया था 4 शेर को, जिसमें से 3 फीमेल्स थी और 1 मेल था। दैट्स इट फॉर दिस वन। Next one is Bihar Lok Sabha election, phase 5. Bihar witnessed a voter turnout of 52.35% in the 5 Lok Sabha constituency that voted in the 5th phase of general elections. According to the Election Commission, 55.30% of the voters have exercised their franchise in Muzaffarpur, 53.81 in Hajipur, 53.13% in Sitamarhi, 50.46 in Saran, and 49.01 in Madhubani. More than 95 lakh voters in these 5 seats will decide the electoral fate of 80 candidates at 9,436 polling stations. Out of these voters, 45.11 lakh are women, 21 lakh are under 29 years of age, and 1.26 are in the age group of 18 to 19 years. Lok Sabha, that is House of the People. It is the lower house, first house or popular house, and represents the people of India as a whole. Composition: the maximum number of Lok Sabha members have been fixed at 550, out of which 530 members are representatives of states, 20 members are representatives of union territories. Presently, the Lok Sabha has 543 members, out of which 530 members represent the states and 13 represents the union territories. Earlier, the president had also nominated 2 members of the Anglo-Indian community, but by the 95th Amendment Act 2009, this provision was valid only till 2020. Okay, so it was deleted 4 years back by the 95th Amendment Act. Election of representative. Representative of the states are directly elected by the people of the territorial constituency of the states. According to the UT, Direct Election of the House of People Act 1965, members of the Lok Sabha are directly elected in UT. Functions. One of the most important functions of the Lok Sabha is to select executive, a group of individuals who will work together to implement the laws made by the parliament. When we use the word government, the executive often comes to our mind. So, it was all about Bihar Lok Sabha election phase 5. Bihar has witnessed a voter turnout of 52.35% in 5 Lok Sabha constituency that voted in the 5th phase. Important things are here that the Lok Sabha is called the lower house or the popular house. Presently, the seats are 543, among out of which 530 are for states and the remaining 13 are for UTs. Okay, so earlier president could nominate 2 members of Anglo-Indian community in the Lok Sabha, as he nominated 12 members in the Rajya Sabha, but it was later deleted in 2020 by the 95th Amendment Act 2009. Okay, this is important. Election of representatives. Representative of the states are directly elected by the people, like we vote and we elect from our states. Okay, but the UT, according to union territories, direct election to the House of People, according to UT Act 1965, members of the Lok Sabha are directly elected in UT. Okay, members are directly elected in UT also. Function is as simple as that. So, next one is Kanwar Lake. Once a haven for migratory birds, Asia's largest freshwater oxbow lake and Bihar's only Ramsar site, Kanwar, is gradually disappearing. Okay, alright. So earlier, we had only up till this May month, we had only one Ramsar site, but now we have 2 more. That is Naga and Nakti Dam. Naga and Nakti bird sanctuaries also. The two Ramsar sites of no, wait. Two of Bihar's wetland are added to the global list of wetland. Okay, that was another thing. Okay, once a heaven for migratory bird, Asia's largest, oh my god, fresh oxbow lake and Bihar's only Ramsar site, Kanwar, is gradually disappearing. It is Asia's largest freshwater oxbow lake. Oh my god, it is disappearing. An oxbow lake is a curved lake formed alongside a wandering river as a result of erosion and sediment deposition over time. Oxbow lakes are typically crescent shaped and are common features in floodplains and low-lying areas near rivers. Convert Lake, which used to be popular tourist spot, has fallen victim to encroachment and is now battling for its existence. The uncontrolled expansion of land and building of embankment along the nearby Buri Gandak River has blocked the main water entry into the wetland. There is a shared belief that with governmental initiative to restore the lake, it has the potential to reclaim its past grandeur and transform into a significant tourist destination offering new job prospects for residents. Uh, okay, Kanwar Lake. It is also known as Kabartal Jheel. Kabartal Jheel. Okay. It is a residual oxbow lake formed due to the meandering of Gandak River, a tributary of Ganga. Okay, so it is due to the meandering of Gandak River. It is covering majority of Indo-Gangetic plains in northern Bihar. The wetland is an important stopover along the Central Asian Flyway, with 58 migratory water boats using it to rest and refuel. It is also a valuable site for fish biodiversity with over 50 species documented. Five critically endangered species inhabit the site, including three vultures: the red-headed vulture, that is Sarcogyps calvus, white-drummed vulture, and Indian vulture, and two water birds: the sociable lapwing and bear pochard. Major threats to the site include water management activities such as drainage, water abstraction, damming, and canalization. River landforms. Different types of landform formed at different courses of river. Okay. Source ratio. This is very important. Starts at source of river, usually a mountain range. Very fast speed of river due to steep slope. Main action of river is vertical corrosion. Landforms. This is important. Okay. V-shaped valley formed due to vertical corrosion. Okay, V-shaped is formed due to vertical corrosion. Lau Valley, Hawaii is an example. Interlocking spurs. West Leader Valley above Pahalgam, Kashmir. Okay. Gorges formed when rocks are too hard and resistant. Indus Gorge, Kashmir. Canyons formed where rainfall is very low. Bryce Canyon, US. Rapid and waterfalls. Lava Fall Rapid, US, and then Niagara Falls, Canada. Okay. Corrosion is the erosion of rock surface by rock fragmented transported over by water, wind, or ice. Next is Middle Valley course. Here lateral corrosion overtakes vertical. Lateral corrosion, okay. Confluence of tributaries, more volume of water, more loaded river. Transportation main event in the region. Interlocking spurs are formed on both sides of the valley. Landform meanders, Owens rivers, southeast California, US. River cliffs and slips over. All right. Lower plain course. This is the upper course, middle course, and lower course. All right. This is very important. Like the river is coming here. Okay. Now it is divided into tributaries. Okay. Distributary is which means it is distributing. Tributaries means the other rivers are connecting to the mainstream. Okay, tributaries. All right, marshes are the marshy areas like कीचड़ वाला area. Then it is oxbow lake. जब कोई लेक पार्ट होता है लेकिन विद टाइम वो उससे अलग हो जाता है, वो होता है meanders, होता है ऐसा जो सांप की तरह जिग जैग ऐसा एस एस टाइप का बनता है. फ्लड प्लेन यानी कि जहाँ पे एक्सेस जब बाढ़ आता है तो उस जगह पे पानी भर जाता है लैंड पे, फिर जब चला जाता है तो वो वहाँ पे अपना रेसिड्यू छोड़ देता है और वापस से मेन स्ट्रीम में वो चलता है अपना रिवर जिसमें चल रहा होता है. डेल्टा होता है जब वो ओशियन से मिलने मिलने वाला होता है तो वो अपना फिंगर लाइक प्रोजेक्शन कर देता है वो. एस्टुएटरी वही हो गया डेल्टा का पार्ट, रिवर माउथ ओशियन. ओके. अपर कोर्स में आ गया रिवर सोर्स, ठीक है. मिडिल कोर्स में ये सब आ गया, लोअर कोर्स में आ गया जब वो ओशन से मिले. ऑल राइट. Lower plain course river now heavy with material brought down from the upper courses. Vertical corrosion almost negligible. Lateral corrosion is still a live deposition. Plays key role in formation of river within the more volume. Take landforms. Landforms are leaves. A delta, Ganga Yamuna plains, Sundarban delta. All right. सो इसमें इम्पोर्टेंट क्या है? इम्पोर्टेंट यही है इसमें कि कन्वर लेक जो है ये माइग्रेटरी बर्ड का है और एशिया का सबसे लार्जेस्ट फ्रेश वाटर ऑक्सबो लेक है. दिस इज़ ऑक्सबो लेक. ये जो अलग पार्ट हो जाता है रिवर से वो अब डिसअपियर हो रहा है और ये बिहार का ओनली रामसर साइट है. ठीक है. ऑक्सबो लेक क्या होता है? जो कर्व्ड ऐसा क्रेसेंट, ये जो पिक्चर में दिख रहा है ना, ये अलग से जो हो गया है वो चीज़ है. जैसे इसमें दिया गया फ़ोटो, ये ऑक्सबो लेक ये जो आधा सी कट के अलग हो चुका है, मियांडर से अलग होता है ये. मियांडर वही एस टाइप का सांप की तरह वाला स्ट्रक्चर होता है. ओके. और कन्वर लेक कहाँ है? कन्वर लेक को करबताल लेक भी कहते हैं और ये एक ऑक्सबो लेक हमेशा मियांडर से ही अलग होता है. तो ये कौन से मियांडर से अलग हुआ है? तो गंडक रिवर के ट्रिब्यूटरी से अलग हुआ है. और इसमें 3 वल्चर पाए जाते हैं क्योंकि इंडेंजर्ड है और बर्ड. बस. बिहार एक्स डिप्यूटी सीएम passes away. Recently, senior political leader and former Bihar Deputy Chief Minister Sushil Kumar Modi passes away in New Delhi at the age of 72. He was suffering from cancer. He was Deputy Chief Minister of Bihar as well as the Finance Minister of Bihar. Okay, from 2005 to 2013 and 2017 to 2020. He was lifelong member of Rashtriya Swayamsevak Sangh. He was appointed the chairman of the Empowered Committee of State Finance Minister for the implementation of goods and service tax in July 2011. Deputy Chief Minister. The post of Deputy Chief Minister in India is not constitutional post but a political arrangement to appease allies or factions within a party. He is equivalent to a cabinet minister in terms of rank and perks but do not have any specific finance or administrative power. The deputy CM has to report to the chief minister and seek his or her approval for any decision related to his or her portfolio. The deputy chief minister does not have access to the files or matters that are meant to the chief minister. Neither Article 163 nor 164 1 explicitly mention the position of Deputy CM. 163(1) establishes a Council of Ministers with the Chief Minister as the head to aid and advise the Governor. Article 164(1) outlines the appointment process with the Chief Minister appointed by the Governor and other ministers appointed by the Governor on the advice of Chief Minister. So, the important thing in this topic is that uh, Sushil Kumar Modi passes away. Okay, he was the Deputy Chief Minister and also चेयरमैन ऑफ द एम्पावर्ड कमिटी ऑफ स्टेट फाइनेंस. ठीक है. गुड्स एंड सर्विस टैक्स के. तो सबसे पहले डिप्यूटी चीफ मिनिस्टर का पोजीशन का बात अगर करें, पोस्ट का अगर हम बात करें, तो ये कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन में कहीं भी मेंशन नहीं किया गया है, लेकिन हर चीज़ को बेटर बनाने के लिए और के लिए एक पोस्ट बनाया गया, लेकिन ये कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन में कहीं पे भी मेंशन नहीं है। और उनका जो पोस्ट होता है वो कैबिनेट मिनिस्टर्स जैसे होते हैं उसके ही अकॉर्डिंग इनका रैंक वगैरह सब दिया गया है, लेकिन इनका कोई पर्टिकुलर पावर को नहीं डिफ़ाइन किया गया है। जैसे कि डिप्यूटी चीफ मिनिस्टर जो हैं उनके बारे में बात किया जाएगा चीफ मिनिस्टर के साथ ही, लेकिन जब हम लोग आर्टिकल 163 और 164 भी पढ़ते हैं तो वहाँ पे काउंसिल ऑफ मिनिस्टर के बारे में बताया गया है कि वो लोग होंगे और चीफ मिनिस्टर होंगे जो उनको हेड करेंगे ऑन द एडवाइस ऑफ गवर्नर। ठीक है, वैसे ही 164 में भी ये दिया मेंशन किया गया है कि अपॉइंटमेंट प्रोसेस ऑफ चीफ मिनिस्टर बाय द गवर्नर एंड अदर मिनिस्टर बाय द गवर्नर ऑन द एडवाइस ऑफ चीफ मिनिस्टर। कहीं पे भी डिप्यूटी चीफ मिनिस्टर का जिक्र नहीं है, और डिप्यूटी चीफ मिनिस्टर जो है वो कुछ भी एक्सेस नहीं कर सकते, ना मांग सकते फाइल्स और मैटर जो भी रिलेटेड हो, क्वेश्चन नहीं कर सकते। ये सब काम गवर्नर कर सकते लेकिन डिप्यूटी चीफ मिनिस्टर नहीं कर सकते। तो इम्पोर्टेंट इसमें यही है कि ये कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल पोस्ट नहीं है बस। नेक्स्ट इज बिहार लोकसभा इलेक्शन। Bihar recorded over 54% of voting across 5 constituencies in fourth phase of Lok Sabha election 2024. Okay, Begusarai registered the highest polling percent at 58.40, followed by Samastipur at 58.10, Darbhanga at 56.63, Ujiarpur at 56% and Munger at 55%. The fate of 55 candidates were decided by over 95.85 lakh voters. Bihar Lok Sabha election. Okay. So, facts and figure by Election Commission of India. The Lok Sabha election 2024 will happen in 7 phases. The Lok Sabha 2024 election will witness a total of 96.8 crores electorals. There are 1.8 crore first-time voters and 19.47 crores voter between the age of 20 to 29 for Lok Sabha election. In 2024, in 12 states, the ratio of female voters is higher than over the male voters. Over 85 lakh first-time female voters will participate in the 2024 general elections. This will be the first general election after landmark events such as the abolition of Article 370, the creation of the Temple of Lord Ram in Ayodhya, and the implementation of the Citizenship Amendment Act 2019. The Legislative Assembly election in the states of Andhra Pradesh, Arunachal Pradesh, Odisha, and Sikkim will be held simultaneously with the general election with the by-election of 35 seats among 16 states. The result of 2024 election also as the 2024 Lok Sabha election will be announced on 4th June. ओके सो यहाँ पे इम्पॉर्टेंट यही है कि अभी जो लोकसभा इलेक्शन जो चल रहा था पास्ट में हमारे, वो टोटल 7 फेजेस में होने के थे। ठीक है, और बहुत सारे नए वोटर्स इस बार आने वाले हैं, अप्रॉक्सीमेटली 1.8 करोड़, और 12 स्टेट्स में देखा गया है कि फ़ीमेल वोटर्स जो हैं उनका रेशियो ज़्यादा है मेल वोटर्स के कंपैरिजन में, और करीबन 85 लाख फर्स्ट टाइम वोट करेगी फ़ीमेल वोटर्स। ठीक है, फिर ये पहला इलेक्शन होगा हमारा आर्टिकल 374 के हटने के बाद, राम मंदिर बनने के बाद और सिटीजनशिप अमेंडमेंट एक्ट के इम्प्लीमेंटेशन के बाद से। ठीक है, और बस इतना ही इम्पोर्टेंट है इसमें। टोटल नई है 85 लाख वोटर्स नए हैं बस। और बिहार recorded over 54% of voting across 5 constituencies in the 4th phase of Lok Sabha election. That's it. Bihar Environment Secretary addresses Jakarta Futures Forum. Okay, बिहार Environment Secretary जो है वो एड्रेस करते हैं जकार्ता फ्यूचर फोरम में। Recently, Secretary of the Department of Environment, Forest and Climate Change, Bihar spoke at Jakarta Futures Forum in Indonesia to raise global awareness about the initiative taken in both India and Bihar for promoting renewable sources of energy. Renewable sources of energy. Key points are the panel discussed title International Cooperation for Facilitating a Just and Inclusive Energy Transitions, included Indira Mani Pandey, Secretary General of Bay of Bengal, Initiative for Multi Sectoral Technical and Economic Cooperation BIMSTEC, and Professor Enya Listiani Devi, Director General of Renewable Energy and Energy Conservation, Ministry of Energy and Mineral Resources, Indonesia. The secretary emphasized significant milestones such as India reaching 40% of the electric generation capacity from non fossil fuels by November 2021 and Bihar pioneering the development of a climate resilient and low carbon development pathway for the state. India has exceeded its commitment made at the United Nations Conference at Parties COP21 Paris Summit by achieving 40% of its power capacity from non-fossil fuels several years ahead of schedule. The country ranks wait. First, we should read about the Jakarta Future Forum. Okay, then we will read the topic. The Embassy of India in Jakarta, in partnership with Observer Research Foundation, that is ORF, and the Foreign Policy Community of Indonesia, hosted the inaugural Jakarta Futures Forum on 2nd and 3rd May 2024. Okay, the Embassy of India in Jakarta, along with ORF, that is Observer Research Foundation, and Foreign Policy Community of Indonesia, together hosted the inaugural Jakarta Futures Forum on 2nd and 3rd May. JFF, that is Jakarta Futures Forum, is a realization of a long standing vision and a commitment from both countries, that is Indonesia and India, to build a meaningful and inclusive future together. The success of this pilot project stands as a testimony to the fact that collective efforts and innovation solution can indeed bring the world not only together but closer as well. India and Indonesia have the ability and credential to redefine what inclusions mean across various sectors and issues, thereby ensuring a fairer and more equitable world. Inclusion must be at the forefront of the agenda as reflected in the Indonesia and India G20 communities. So the Jakarta Future Forum is a initiative by India and Indonesia. All right, let's now read about the thing. Where we? Okay, this one. Here. The country ranks 4 globally in renewable energy installed capacity, including large hydro, 4th in wind power capacity, and 5th in solar power capacity. According to REN 21 Renewables 2023 Global Status Report. India's proactive steps towards clean energy transition, including commitment to achieve 50% cumulative electric power installed capacity from non-fossil sources by 2030, energy independence by 2047, and net zero emission by 2070 were emphasized during the forum. Bihar has successfully implemented various programs and schemes to mitigate climate changes and reduce greenhouse gas emission in alignment with national objectives. Flagship programs such as Jal Jeevan Haryali Mission, which aims to regenerate water bodies, promote biodiversity conservation, and enhance green cover, is being implemented in the states. Bihar Renewable Energy Development Agency, that is BREDA, is developing an updated Renewable Energy Policy 2024. Bihar is the first state in the country to develop a climate resilient and low carbon development pathway for the state. Okay, so Bihar is the first state, all right, to develop a climate resilient and low carbon development pathway for the state. The state is also on the edge of finalizing the Bihar State Action Plan on Climate Change. The policies also advocate energy transition in the state. The secretary urged the nation to strengthen international collaboration framework, increase support for developing countries, and ensure that the energy transition addresses the need of affected workers and communities. Okay. So, the Secretary of Department of Environment, Forest and Climate Change, in which Bihar spoke at Jakarta Future Forum in Indonesia to raise global awareness about the initiative taken in both India and Bihar for promoting renewable sources of energy. So the Jakarta Future Forum is all about renewable sources of energy, and Bihar is the first state to develop climate resilient and low carbon development pathway. All right, so the panel, that is Indonesia's and India, discussed the panel the panel discussed title International Cooperation of Facilitating a Just and Inclusive Energy Transition, included Indira Mani Pandey. All right. Okay, the person's name are important. It's just give a reading. Professor Enya Listiani Devi, Director General of Renewable Energy, and that is all right. Listiani Devi is the General Director of Renewable Energy and Energy Conservation, Ministry of Energy, and all right. The secretary emphasized significant milestones such as India reaching 40% of the electric generation capacity, all right, by fossil fuels. Oh my gosh. Okay. India has exceeded its commitment made at the United. Okay. Okay. Next one is village in Bihar refuses to vote. Why? Let's see. For the past two election, resident of Kokhan Khokhanaha village in Supol's Kosi region. Khokhanaha village in Supol, Kosi region have boycotted 2019 Lok Sabha polls and 2020 Bihar Assembly polls in anger against all political party over lack of government initiative to mitigate their sorrow from Kosi River. Due to the Kokhana village is also refusing to vote in 2024 election. The Kosi River caused significant damage to the village a few years ago, and a year ago it isolated the village and four others from Supol. These villages are now located on an island between two streams of Kosi. Despite being only 5 kilometers away from the map, it takes an entire day to travel to Supol for basic necessities. Residents of Kokhana and neighboring villages in the Kosi belt feel neglected by the government. They endure recurring floods which devastate their lives and livelihood without proper compensation or initial service like electricity and care are also lacking. All right. So the people of Kosi region, the village people of Kokhana village in Supol region have decided to boycott the election as they are not being treated well. Already they are being affected by the a flood and still they are not getting any help. So the Kosi River is a transboundary river which flows through Tibet, Nepal, and India. Kosi flows from Tibet, Nepal, and India. It has its source in Tibet that includes the world's highest upland. It then drains a large part of Nepal before emerging into Gangetic Plain. Its three major tributaries are Sun, Kosi, Arun, and Tamur meet at one point just upstream of a 10-kilometer gorge cut through the Himalayan foothills. The river crosses its northern Bihar, India, where it branches into distributaries before joining the Ganges near Kursela in Katihar district. The Kosi carries the maximum amount of silt and sand after the Brahmaputra in India. Oh my god. After Brahmaputra, it carries maximum amount of silt. Alright. It is also known as the Sorrow of Bihar as the annual flood affects about 21,000 square kilometer of fertile agricultural land and thereby distributing the rural economy. Let's just check. तिब्बत से आता है वो और ये कोसी जो है ट्रांस बाउंड्री से आता है, ठीक है। पहले तिब्बत फिर नेपाल फिर इंडिया में आता है। और तिब्बत में ये हाईएस्ट अपलैंड से तिब्बत दैट इंक्लूड द वर्ल्ड हाईएस्ट अपलैंड। ओके, वहाँ से फिर इधर इसका 3 ट्रिब्यूटरीज है, मतलब इससे इसमें आकर मिलता है। वो है द सन, कोसी, अरुण और तमोर। सन, अरुण, तमोर, सन, अरुण, तमोर। ओके, नॉर्थन बिहार को क्रॉस करता है और इसका डिस्ट्रीब्यूटरीज जो उससे निकलता है वो जाकर के ज्वाइन करता है गंगा को कुर्सेला कटिहार के पास, और ये ब्रह्मपुत्र के पास सेकेंड है, ठीक है। तो नेपाल, वेट, गंडकी रिवर है इधर, कैंजस, कोशी, ऑलराइट, ये तो हो गया। फर्स्ट वी हैव लेफ्ट, उसको देखा जाए अब। Achievement of Bihar alcohol ban. According to new research published in the Lancet Regional Health South Asia journal, Bihar's alcohol ban in 2016 prevented 2.4 million cases of daily weekly consumption, 2.1 million cases of intimate partner violence. The ban is also estimated to have prevented 1.8 million men in the state from becoming overweight or obese. Okay. A team of researchers, including those from the International Food Policy Research Institute, Poverty, Health and Nutrition Division, US, analyzed data from the national and district level health and household survey. Strict alcohol regulation policy may yield significant population health benefits for frequent drinkers. Okay, in April 2016, the Bihar Prohibition and Excise Act 2016 brought about a near complete halt on the manufacture. Okay. तो यहाँ पे बात किया जा रहा है अल्कोहल बैन होने के बाद से कितने सारे केसेस कम हो गए हैं, और 2016 से ये जब हुआ था बिहार प्रोहिबिशन एंड एक्सरसाइज एक्ट 2016, इसके बाद से सारा कंजम्पशन और प्रोड्यूसिंग ये सब रोक दिया गया था. इट इज़ स्ट्रिक्ट इन्फोर्समेंट मेड द बैन एन अट्रैक्टिव नेचुरल एक्सपेरिमेंट टू एस्टिमेट द ट्रू कॉशल इम्पैक्ट ऑफ स्ट्रिक्ट अल्कोहल रेस्ट्रिक्शन पॉलिसी ऑन हेल्थ एंड डोमेस्टिक वायलेंस आउटकम्स. According to National Family Health Surveys 3, 4 and 5 before the ban, males in Bihar increased their frequent alcohol, और बंद होने के पहले 9.7 से 15% ये लोग इनटेक बढ़ा दिए थे, और नेबरिंग स्टेट में 7.2 से 10.3% बढ़ा दिए थे बैन होने के पहले, ठीक है. और बैन होने के बाद आफ्टर द बैन 4.6 पॉइंट डिक्रीज इन इमोशनल वायलेंस कम हुआ, और 3.6% डिक्रीज इन सेक्शुअल वायलेंस हैव बीन ऑब्जर्व्ड. तो अच्छा चेंजेस आ रहा है. और ये जो प्रोहिबिशन लाया गया है ये किस में दिया गया, ये DPSP में मेंशन किया गया आर्टिकल 47 में. mention that in particular the state shall endeavor to bring about prohibition of the consumption except for medical purpose of article 47 में ये याद रखना है. while DPSP are not themselves legally enforceable, DPSP 4th में दिया गया है, और DPSP हम लोग कहाँ से लाए हैं, आयरिश से लाए हैं, ठीक है. Irish constitution से अडॉप्ट किए हैं. Thus alcohol is seen by the constitution and by extension the Indian state and another. All right. 7th schedule में भी कुछ है. According to the 7th schedule of constitution, alcohol is a state subject. Okay. 7th schedule कहता है कि अल्कोहल है वो स्टेट सब्जेक्ट है. स्टेट लेजिस्लेचर हैव द राइट एंड रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी टू ड्राफ्ट लॉज रिगार्डिंग इट इंक्लूडिंग द प्रोडक्शन, मैन्युफैक्चर, प्रोसेशन, ठीक है. दस लॉ रिगार्डिंग अल्कोहल डिफर फ्रॉम स्टेट टू स्टेट. इसके वजह से हर स्टेट में अलग अलग होता है अल्कोहल का. जैसे बिहार में बैन है तो कहीं पे झारखंड में बैन नहीं है. इसलिए डोमेस्टिक वायलेंस, नेशनल फैमिली हेल्थ सर्वे 5 NFHS वो कहता है ये सब हुआ है, ठीक है. ये देख लेते हैं सारा एक्ट. प्रोटेक्शन ऑफ वुमेन फ्रॉम डोमेस्टिक वायलेंस एक्ट 2005, फिजिकल ये सब चीज़ें. इंडियन पीनल कोड 498A डील्स विद द क्रुएलिटी ऑफ हस्बैंड और हिज रिलेटिव्स. criminalizes एक्ट ऑफ क्रुएलिटी, ठीक है. तो सेक्शन 493 है. डाउरी प्रोहिबिशन एक्ट है. क्रिमिनल लॉ अमेंडमेंट एक्ट सेक्शन 354. नेशनल कमीशन फॉर वुमेन, ठीक है. ओके, प्रोहिबिशन, चलो ठीक. कन्वेंशन ऑफ द एलिमिनेशन ऑफ ऑल फॉर्म ऑफ डिस्क्रिमिनेशन अगेंस्ट वुमेन, discrimination against women in all areas. It's a framework, ठीक है. ओके, सो ये हो गया हमारा फिनिश.